I want to send condolence to Brian Chira's family. I didn't know Brian Chira myself, but I watched him on social media. You know, I saw him as my own child, you know, because I've had a child who had had issues with substance abuse. And when somebody is under the influence or even under alcohol or drug abuse or anything like that, it is hard to help them. They choose their path. They're adults. You can't take them and tie them and make them do what you want them to do. They choose their path. And let me tell you, if you have never dealt with a child who has mental illness or who is dealing with drug abuse or alcoholism, you don't know. So let us not blame each other for who didn't do. People tried, but sometimes people stepped away after trying because, sometimes your own child can take you down with the choices that they make. I'm sure Brian Chira was happy with what he was doing. Sometimes he wasn't. But let me tell you, for me, when I watch Brian Chira's videos, I laugh because I look at them like, oh my God, this guy had talent. That's what I see. Let's see that. And let us not blame each other on who did what, who didn't do what. It's kind of like saying, you gave me a bed. The bed is very expensive. Huh? Because you gave me the most expensive bed. What about the person who gave you just food or water? We all did something. Most people did something somehow. Those who donated during those fundraisers that he had for him, or even the games, people did something. So we can't say that so-and-so did more than so-and-so was there for them. No, people were there for him. But there was a bigger control. Sometimes it was alcohol, And it's a disease, I'm telling you. I have dealt with a child who is being controlled by substance abuse. Even as a parent, you can't help them. You can give them the whole world. You can give them everything, but they will still choose their path. And that's what we do. We have to let them choose their path. And sometimes the hurtful thing is that they harm themselves in the process. And for me, honestly, Brian Chira's life has just opened my eyes to what I would face from people, because I have faced it before. I have faced being abused because of choices that my child did that I could had nothing to do with. So let us not blame each other. Let us look at the positive side that Brian Chira brought. Honestly, for me, I didn't know him, but I laugh at some of the videos that he made. Some of the dances. There's one video that he was dancing, and I was like, oh my God, I could watch this the whole day. Let us not blame each other. Let us send Brian Chira. Let us show people that people are allowed to make their choices in life, and it's okay. His lifestyle, it's okay. Let us show people by sending him off great and letting people know that people are not the same. People make choices, and their choices is theirs, And some people in the process, they get hurt, but it's still their choices. We can't hold people prisoner and say you needed to have changed in order for this not to happen to you. God, it was his time to go. And let me tell you, the mark he has left, somebody like me, even to a mother, and you don't know how many mothers this has triggered them. Do you know how many mothers have a Chira in their home? Do you know how many people have a Chira in their life and they can't help them? Do you know how triggered they are right now? Do you know how they feel? Because this could have been their child. For me, this could have been my child. My child has been out there drinking. One time, and I knew that she was in a bad state, that she could walk out there and she could be killed. And there is nothing, even if I stood there on the phone begging them to come home, they didn't come home. But she ended up staying alive. So this could have happened to anybody. To anybody. Let us not blame each other. Let us not even blame him. This is someone who went through a lot of trauma in his life. This is someone who had lost his parents, someone who had to. Let us just look at the fact that he lived. He made people who were HIV positive realize that they can have a life. They can be accepted in the society. They can take their medicine and still live. Let us look at that positive side about him. And let us not look at the negative side. Let us not keep saying, we should have, he should have, he should. No. Please. For me, I just want us to remember him as I, a stranger, looking from the outside, who has never even, I've been on his life, but I've never even gone there and given him a rose flower. But the encouragement that he gave me sticks with me. With his story, that's how the encouragement went. The way he used to humble himself and apologize. How many people even apologize like that? Let's learn from that. This is one man who would beg people to forgive him. How many people even can apologize like that? This is one man who had no shame to ask for help. How many people can't even ask for help? He has shown us something that we need to learn. This is one man who was not ashamed to say he's HIV positive and he's living with it and he's okay with it. How many people have those guts? This is one man who was quick to say, I'm sorry, I messed up. But something was stronger than him. That bottle, and it's a disease. That's how we need to look at it. Now, let us support the family. When someone is gone, people react. Even in lieu of, you've been to a funeral. People accuse each other of killing somebody. Umemroga. It is normal for people to mourn difference. And people get angry and start hurting one another, start accusing siblings. That happens, but let us forgive those people. Let us forgive each other. Let us not blame each other for not being there. Let us appreciate those who are there, those he allowed to be there. Because even him, he was a grown man. He allowed those he wanted to allow. He allowed the help he wanted. He chose who he wanted to help. And when he needed help sometimes he would not want help from somebody. And somebody would be there and he'll be saying no. Let us respect him as an adult who knew what he was doing. It is unfortunate that he has died. But let us support his family. Let us support his grandmother. Let us support those who are helping him, like Baba Talisha. Let us be there. Let his memory stay. Let the positive of his memory stay. That's all I gotta say. This is a Lily at a Lily Bold Accessories, and here at a Deeper Speak Up. Thank you so much. I hope this encourages. We all have a Brian Chira, and we shouldn't blame each other. Let us love them. This is a lesson for us. They are human beings. Thank you.